talk about how to, you know, map out your road to elite for 2019. I always talk to my coaches about the fact that December sets precedent for the next year. So whatever you're doing now is literally going to be, or it's setting precedents for whatever is going to happen come January, February, March, everything to come. So, you know, do your hard work now, and know what you're doing now is going to directly affect what 2019 is like.
Well, you know,
this is super distracting. Hey, Doug, if you're on the call,
you know, I'm just kidding. So,
I'm very excited.
okay, there we go. Anyways, so, you know, what you're doing now directly, like, sets precedence for whatever's going to happen in 2019. So if you think you can cruise through this last month of the year, like, think again. What you're doing now is super important. And the other reason why I really wanted them to talk to you guys about these elite qualifications is, oh, sorry guys. So the other reason I wanted them to talk about these elite qualifications is, you know, I think it's super easy for us to write off, you know, oh, you know, only some coaches can be elite, or only some coaches are qualified to hit these milestones, or elite is this big scary thing that me as this little baby coach, you know, whether you're emerald or diamond or whatever, I would never be able to accomplish that. And you guys, I was a baby diamond coach last year at this time, and it's just crazy to me that, like, you know, because I realized what these requirements meant, and because I realized that come January 1st, you guys, January 1st of 2019, every single coach, whether you're Melanie Mitro or Jamie Innes or Amy Rada, like, we all start with 0 points, and we are on the exact same platform. Like, do you guys all know that? Like, no one is going to be ranked any higher than anybody else come January 1st. You get to decide what you want to do with your business. You get to decide, like, what this next year will look like. And that's what's so cool about this company. So, you know, it's my biggest pet peeve when coaches come to me and be like, oh, well, I didn't get in early enough, I guess I'm not gonna be able to be successful. Like, that could not be any further from the truth, right? So, you know, whatever you do this coming month, like January 1st, like, the slate is wiped completely clean. Like, you can be a totally different coach. It doesn't matter what happened these last 12 months. So, you know, take ownership of your own business and what you can accomplish, and know everyone starts in the same level. And take notes tonight as Doug and Sydney share what the roadmap to elite looks like, because we all are fully capable of becoming amazing leaders. So I'm just gonna hand it over to Doug.
Okay, just like that, huh? Well, I just got to make fun of you a little bit, Karli, because all I'm going to say is I noticed how when you advertise this call, you use this picture of Sydney, which is this beautiful blonde, whatever. So it's kind of a bait and switch, guys. I'm sorry, but you get the image of Sydney, and then she introduces me to your, like, oh, suck. Like, who's this guy? Okay, so here's what we're going to do. I get to talk to you about a brand new program. Now, many of you know what elite is. You've heard the term. Maybe you've attended Summit and you've seen the elite coaches sitting down on the floor at Summit. If you don't know, I'm going to break it down for you. I'm going to try and be as simple as I can to make sure you understand it. But there's some things that are going to be a little complicated, but let's just, you know, just bear with me on it, and we'll kind of work our way through this. And we'll see. Anyways, hopefully at the end, if you have questions, we can kind of talk about it, and we'll kind of go from there. Here's the deal. The elite program this year is changing, but it's changing for the way better. I mean, I'm stoked about it. I'm going to share my screen so that you can see what we're doing, and then I'm going to walk you through it. Bada boom, bada bing. Karli, you can see that? Nope, wrong screen got shared. Stop share. Just a minute. Sorry, guys. Supposed to share screen 3, not screen 1. Where's screen 3? Okay, now it's over there. Okay. All right, there you go. I'm assuming you're seeing the Road to Elite screen. Is that correct? Karli, I see your head. Good? Okay, good. Okay, here we go, guys. This is the deal. Elite this year is a little bit different, okay? And we want literally for every coach to be headed towards elite. Now, you might be able to make elite in 1 year. You might be able to make it in 2. But every coach can be on the road to elite, and we're going to show you exactly the process of how to do it, how to get to elite, and how we're going to manage it next year. I'm just going to start with this simple understanding so that you understand that the elite program that we have this year is not changing for next year, okay? If you want to be an elite coach at the end of next year, there's 3 things you have to do. You have to end the year as a 5-star diamond, okay? Which means if you're not a 5-star, it means you have to qualify for 5-star at some point during the year, okay? Meaning that the last possible chance is the last Thursday in December to hit 5-star. If you do it, then you're a 5-star diamond and that would count. The second thing you have to do is you have to get 105 what we call leadership points. And I'm going to teach you exactly how you earn those so that you understand it. And you have to build 2 new diamonds. So just to be very simple, very clear, number 1, the 5-star diamond, and number 3, the 2 new diamonds. Well, if you're on this call and you're less than a 3-star, if you're less than a 4-star, so if you're a 3-star or below, then guess what? Number 1, 5-star, and building 2 diamonds are exactly the same thing. Because in order for you to get to 5-star, you have to build personally sponsored diamonds. And so I want you to understand that right out of the gate, that really the goal for most of you is I got to get to 5-star and I've got to get 105 elite points, okay? Let me keep the chat alive so I can see what's going on there in case there's questions. Okay, here's the deal. Here's how you earn leadership points. There's 3 categories for earning leadership points. The first one is what we call acquisition personal volume. Acquisition personal volume is personal volume that you earn when you sign up a new coach or a new customer, okay? So anytime you sign a coach or anytime you sign a customer, when they purchase a product, that produces PV, personal volume. Every time that PV adds up to 500, you get an elite point. Okay, let me be clear that we're talking about 2019 elite. So this applies to coaches that you sign up January through December of next year, okay? So when Karli talks about how do you start the year, how do you make a run at elite, well, January's got to be a big month from you, and you want to make a plan to go after elite in January. So in January, you know, we've got the Transform 20 launched. Oh, man, tonight at midnight, the whole world's going to explode, and all this stuff's going to go down, and it's going to be way exciting. And I hope you all have a strategy plan for tomorrow for what you're going to do with Transform 20. But understand, in January, we're still going to be doing Transform 20, and you still need to be leveraging Transform 20 to sign customers and coaches. Now, if you sign a coach next year and that coach sells to a customer, all of that generates PV, okay? And if you retain a customer, so if you signed me as a customer in January and I continued to get my Shakeology every month that I buy, that produces more PV. So that's why this category is produced by selling to customers, retaining customers, selling to coaches, and getting your coaches to sign customers. So that's how you produce points in this category. And every time you get 500, it produces 1 point. I know that's complicated, probably putting you all to sleep. Just don't overthink it. Don't overcomplicate it. Just know that if you hit Success Club and you're signing coaches in the process, you're going to be producing PV, okay? The second way you earn points is what we call Leadership Success Club points. What these are is every time you have a coach that you personally sponsored in either 2018 or next year in 2019, if you have coaches that you signed up during that period that hit Success Club in January of next year, you get an elite point. So every time one of your personally sponsored coaches from this year or next year hit Success Club next year, you're going to get an elite point. Now here's what we do. Any month that you have PS coaches that hit Success Club and then you hit Success Club, we double your points, okay? So if you had one personally sponsored coach that hit Success Club in January and you hit Success Club in January, we'd give you 2 elite points for that. But if you had 3 personally sponsored coaches who hit Success Club in January and then you hit Success Club in January, we'll double it to 6. Okay, so just understand, this is the fundamental teaching you of duplication. This is, hey, I'm doing the work, I'm hitting Success Club, and now I'm getting my coaches to hit Success Club as well, okay? The third category, final category for this is what we call Leadership PS 1 plus SC. And I know that sounds complicated, it's really not. What it is every time you sign up a coach in 2019, and those coaches if they'll get any Success Club points, okay, within their first full month. So meaning, if you sign them up in January, they would have through the end of February to get any Success Club points. They don't have to hit Success Club. They just have to sell a challenge pack or sign someone up on HD Shakeology. So if you have a personally sponsored coach that gets 1 Success Club point, we give you 1 elite point. This one is teaching the fundamental of signing coaches and then getting them into activity quicker, okay? So I'm going to jump to this because I want to just kind of cover it briefly, but don't overthink this. We currently have what we call the leadership ladder. Well, next year, we are actually going to take the leadership ladder and we are going to bring it into the elite program, okay? And we're going to build a program that I think is really going to be exciting for you guys as new coaches to be able to earn prizes and contests throughout the course of the year, okay? The leadership ladder had 2 things in it that are really important. It helps coaches focus on compensation and weak leg volume, okay? Why weak leg volume? Weak leg volume because weak leg volume is how you get paid, okay? You have to understand what weak leg volume is so that you can be able to track it and understand how you're going to make money, because we want you to get paid at Beachbody. We don't want you to not to do all this work. I want you to understand how to maximize the compensation plan so you can make more money. Okay, so the leadership ladder that exists today is now we're going to take elite and we're going to slide the leadership ladder into it. And I'm going to show you how we're going to do that. So here's the deal. Normally, let's say at the beginning of 2018, a lot of you were standing at the first of this road to elite and you were going, man, elite's my goal, but man, it's a long ways out there. A lot of you are sitting on this call as newer coaches going, man, I'd love to be like Karli or Amy, and I would love to be an elite coach, and I really want to get to elite. But man, 5-star diamond is clear out there. Like, I don't know if I can do it. Like there's a lot of self-doubt that comes into elite because the goal is such a huge goal. And here's what we're going to do. I want to be able to bring the goal that is elite, and I'm going to bring it closer to you. What we created is what we call the road to elite. Every coach, including Karli, including Amy, including Jamie Innes, including all of them, are going to be on the road to elite at the same spot. Every one of you is going to start January 1st on the road to elite. So if you take the leadership ladder and you take it out of your mind, I want you to understand that if we take the leadership ladder away, we're now going to create the road to elite that's going to be 3 steps and then elite. So every one of you is going to set a goal this year to get to team builder. Okay, that's the first step on the road to elite is team builder. Here's how you're going to get there. Team builder means that you're a diamond or higher and you hold the rank of diamond for 6 consecutive weeks. The point categories I already described to you. If you get 25 points in all those categories combined, that's going to meet the requirement for team builder. You have to personally sponsor or build a new emerald next year. And then you have to get 1,000 TV combined over 5 weeks. So an average of about 200 TV a week on your weak leg. And that will meet this requirement for you to be a team builder. Okay. If you do that, we're going to ship you out a trophy. And I know it's teeny on this little screen, but the trophy is a team builder crystal. And we're going to ship it to you. Now, you're going to see I have a mock-up of this. It's actually going to say team builder on it, but right now it's just got the Beachbody logo. When you hit this, we're shipping you this trophy. You want to know why? Because this trophy is going to build. There's the next piece of the trophy is going to go on top of this piece. Let's get there. So team builder, every one of you, including Karli, is going to start January building towards team builder. Okay? She's got to hold higher than diamond for 6 weeks. So she'll hold her rank higher than diamond for 6 weeks. She'll hold her weak leg volume over 5 weeks to be more than 1,000. She will go earn her 25 leadership points, and she's going to build 1 new emerald in order to become a team builder. Once she does that, she's on the road to elite, and she's headed towards team leader. How do you get to team leader? Well, now you're a 1-star diamond, okay? You've held 1 star for 6 consecutive weeks, and you got to get to 50 leadership points. Now, It's not 50 more, it's just 25 more. I was at 25 at team leader, now I'm at 50 with team builder. Okay? I've got to build 2 new emeralds or 1 new diamond, and then 2,500 volume on my weak leg. Once I do that, you're going to get the second piece of the trophy. It'll actually say team leader on it. You're going to see that it fits on top of the current trophy, and we're going to build this trophy with you throughout the course of the year. You're going to get this, and then you're going to get this guy on top of it, and it'll say team leader on it as you build your trophy. The other thing you're going to get when you hit team leader is next year, you're going to get the team leader backpack. Okay, I'm sorry it's small, but the team leader backpack, you'll see it out in the market today. Any coach that hit team leader this year has already earned this backpack. Next year, they'll earn it again, and all of you, when you hit team leader, will get the backpack as well. Okay, so your goal is, I got to get to 1 star or higher. I got to hold it 6 weeks. I got to get 2,500 volume cumulative over 5 consecutive weeks. Okay, so 500 average a week. I got to build 2 new emeralds or 1 new diamond, and I need 50 leadership points. Okay, it's all making sense. Now that we've got you through 2 steps of the road to elite, we're taking off. We're headed towards Premier. Premier's the next step to get you to elite. Premier is a 2-star diamond, held 6 consecutive weeks, 75 leadership points, so 25 more. 1 new personally sponsored diamond. Again, if you got 1 diamond at team leader, that would meet this qualification. 5,000 TV on your weak leg. So think about it. If you got 1,000 TV a week on your weak leg, then what you need to understand is if that's your weak leg and your strong leg is double that, you're going to cycle 10 times. You're making about $200 a week at a minimum. So now we're talking about a coach that's making between $800 and $1,000 a month. That's our goal with weak leg volume, is to be able to show you how weak leg volume attributes to the compensation plan while you're building the road to elite. Okay, simple enough. Now we head towards elite. Sorry. Next piece of the trophy goes on. You've got team builder, team leader, premier. Bam. We've got our trophy. We're now a premier leader. We're headed towards elite. I've already told you the elite requirements: 5-star diamond, 105 points, 2 new diamonds. Well, I got to get 5,000 volume on my weak leg. You're going to notice it's the same requirement as premier. We didn't increase the requirement to be elite. We just brought it forward from premier. Every single elite coach in the network last year has 5,000 TV on their weak leg over a course of 5 weeks. Okay, if you're getting 1,000 TV a week on average, again, you're cycling, 10 times. So we've got you to do $1,000 a month. We're making anyway. Now we're an elite coach and we're on our way. Okay, so I want you to understand that this is the road to elite. You're going to start the year at building towards team builder. You're then going to go to team leader, then to premier, then to elite. And I want you to understand that we are right now head down building the goal guides that are going to support this. I want you to understand that we're going to have this new Success Club system that's coming out. We're also going to have goal guides that are going to build. You can say, man, I want the goal guide that by the end of the year, I want to be elite. And we're going to give you a goal guide to say, hey, Karli Lindor is here. We're going to get her to elite by the end of the year. But we might have another coach who's like, listen, I got 3 little kids at home. I'm building this whenever I have time. I'm going to do my best. You know what? I'm going to go for team leader by the end of the year. And we are going to give you a goal guide that gets you to team leader, which is like, hey, I want to be a 1-star diamond. I want my 50 leadership points, my 2 new emeralds or 1 diamond, and I want my 2,500 weak leg volume. So I want you to understand that every step of this could be a destination. Now, obviously, we want you to go for elite, but you know what? Let's get you on the road to elite. Let's help you understand the fundamentals of the business so that you can do these basic activities. And then as you do that, we're going to give you recognition with the trophy. And I'll show you, if you hit elite, it actually goes on top of the trophy. Bam, you've got team builder, team leader, premier, and the elite trophy. If you don't, let's say you don't make premier, you end up at team leader. Well, there's also going to be a way for you to earn the top of the trophy at some point later in the year. So we are going to build, this is the entire trophy. It'll build over the course of the year. If you hit team leader in the middle of the month in July, it's like the 2nd week, If you hit it, boom, it's going to trigger. We're going to ship you the trophy. It doesn't ship at the end of the month. It ships whenever you meet the requirement. So the backpack, all the things, whatever level you hit, whenever you meet all 4 requirements, you're going to get that piece of the puzzle. Everything's coming to you. That's when the recognition will occur. Okay? Just for those that are kind of thinking about the elite ranking, I just need Karli and those to be aware. As you want to be ranked as an elite coach, there's 2 ways to earn ranking points. The way we rank our elite coaches is we take all the points from all 3 categories I've already described, those total points combined. Then what we do is we have 2 other ways coaches earn ranking points. These points do not get you to elite, they just go to your ranking. The first one is when your personally sponsored coaches advance 2 1-star or 2-star, 3-star, 4-star, or 5-star, we give 25 elite ranking points that go just towards ranking of our elite coaches. The second one is every time you build a new personally sponsored success starter next year, you will get 25 elite ranking points. So why does that matter? Well, it's the right activity. It helps you teach your coaches. But here's the other thing it does. Think about it. If you've got coaches that you signed up in October and they hit Success Club in whatever, November, and now they hit it again in December, and January is their 3rd month, guess what? You're going to get 25 points for that. If they get Success Starter finishing in January or finishing in February, we're counting it. Anybody who hits Success Starter during 2019 will count, and we will give you 25 elite ranking points towards your ranking as an elite coach. Okay? So guys, I want you to know that this is the simplicity of the program. I'm going to stop sharing. Let me X out of this. And I know there's a ton of you on the questions. Is everybody relatively not confused? Like, are we okay? Have we got a grip on what all this is? Karli, do you have questions? Is there anything I missed that didn't explain kind of the fundamental of this whole process?
No, I mean, I love it. And it just shows, like, you guys, it shows you those stepping stones. So you don't have to just look at elite and write it off as this huge thing. Like, there's so many stepping stones to it, and it all, like, pairs with each other. And, like, for me, it's like, guys, I didn't get, like, overly obsessed with, like, the leadership points and what category this goes in and what category that goes in. Like, if you just listen to that, it's like you hit Success Club, and then you find duplicatable systems to help your own coaches hit Success Club. And if you get good at those things, guys, and if you can push those numbers to get higher, like, you're gonna be able to hit it, like, just focusing on those basics. And this shows you that those are the basics you need to focus on.
Okay, so the question's on TV. TV is team volume, okay? When you look in your back office, there's a report that'll show you your left leg TV and your right leg TV. You cycle based upon 200 on one leg, 100 on the other. That produces a cycle. So let me be clear on what weak leg volume is. The weak leg volume is whichever number is lower. So let's say the first week your left leg is 320 and your right leg is 118. Well, then it's 118. The next week your right leg is 220 and your left leg is 185. Well, then it's 185. Whichever number is lower. So it's not an inside leg. It's none of that stuff. It is whichever leg is lower is the number that we're going to use to calculate weak leg volume for your TV. And Karli hit it right on the nose. You guys have to understand what we're trying to do is recognize the basic activities of you signing or selling to customers, retaining customers, selling to coaches, and getting your coaches to get into productivity. Man, you guys figure that out and you're going to be off and running. I always teach it that this is a business where you got to learn how to hit Success Club. You've got to learn how to sign coaches. And then you got to learn how to get your coaches to hit Success Club. Well, all of the things I just described are what's recognized through these programs. If I can get you, and let me tell you, in the beginning of this business, hitting Success Club is difficult. And as a coach, you work through the process, you dial in your social media, and as you're doing these fundamentals, you're figuring out this business. And then you graduate to this level where you're Karli Lindor and you're going, okay, I can hit Success Club. Like, I got that figured out. Like, I know how to hit Success Club. Like, that's not hard for me anymore. Man, I got to figure out how to sign coaches. And then there's a few months that you're figuring out, man, I can hit Success Club. I can sell BOD all access all day long. But all of a sudden now I'm like, man, I got to sign coaches. I got to find people that can build. And let me tell you, you're going to get good at hitting Success Club before you get good at signing coaches. And once you get good at signing coaches, guess what? You're going to be like, Doug, I can sign coaches, but now they're not productive coaches. So I got to get my coaches hitting Success Club. But I want you to understand something. You have to be patient and listen to the process that Karli and Amy and your top leaders are teaching you. They know the business. They've figured it out. They've been through this process. And if you'll stay coachable and listen, I can tell you, they've got it dialed in. You guys are represented by some of the best coaches in the entire network. You know, and I don't say that lightly. You need to understand that that's why calls like this are so important, because you've got the top coaches in the network sitting here telling you, do this. And a lot of you are going, man, that's just Amy Rada talking, but holy crap, if I had Melissa McAllister talking to me, guys, you can't do that. You got to understand your coach, Karli and Amy and Jamie and Sammy. I mean, dude, these are coaches that are killing it. And if you'll listen, stay coachable, and do these fundamental activities that the Road to Elite will celebrate with you, man, we're going to get you on this road. We're going to get you to team builder. We're going to head you to team leader, and now you're off and running. So I want you to understand that, yeah, I want you all to be elite. Are you all going to make elite? Probably not. But guess what? You should all be team builder, and majority of you ought to be team leaders. Like, we ought to build towards 1-star and get that team leader locked in. And guess what? A lot of you, I think we're going to end up with 400 to 500 premier coaches next year, just because the program is now lined up to get you there. So I just want you to understand, we've taken the same program we've always had, and now we've built these steps in so that every coach is on the road to elite. And if it takes you 2 years to get there, that's great. If it takes you 1 year to get there, that's great. We do have coaches that'll do it. I mean, the fastest, I saw that Steve asked, we've had a coach hit elite in probably 6 or 7 months. Like, it's quick. Not very many do it. Like, they sign up in January, hit it in the same year, but it's happened. So there's lots of coaches that can figure that out. But I want you guys to understand, right now, you're laying the groundwork for next year. Next year. So think about it. You have Transform 20 launching tomorrow morning. You guys should be everything you can. New Sean T should be screamed from the rooftops because of this program and what it's going to mean to coaches. Then all those people are going to be an army going into next year to help you accomplish your goals. But that doesn't mean that you go sign 10 coaches in December and you don't sign anybody in January. You got to roll this thing in and keep going with it. Anyway, I know you got Sydney. She's way better looking than me. So, hey, Karli, I'll throw it back to you. I just want you guys to know you can do it. There's no reason you can't. It does take work. I love Sean T this morning. When somebody asks him, am I going to do the work? Am I going to get results? His answer is, are you going to do the work? Well, that works for Transform 20. It also works with the business. Are you going to get results with the business? Well, the question is, are you going to do the work? You have to do the work, guys. And if you do, you can get it done. So, Karli, I'll throw it back to you.
And now we have the whole roadmap. It's all mapped out for us. We know the work we have to do, so it's perfect. Thank you so much for your time, Doug. I totally would have added you to the graphic if I knew you were just going to come on. And
I don't blame you. All
right, thank you. Sydney, I don't know if you want to hop on next.
Yeah, no, this is perfect. Hi, guys. Oh my gosh, there's like 200 of you guys on this call, and you guys just learned so much. Wasn't Doug awesome? When I was asked this, can you guys hear me? Okay. So when I was asked to be on this call, I'm like, and you wanted to talk about Road to Elite, I'm like, no. I'm going to get the creator of Road to Elite to come talk about it. Doug really did create it. It started, I even have pictures of it on my Instagram, like in my Instagram stories of, we were at lunch one day, and it was probably in May, I want to say. We were at lunch, and we were just in our little kitchen, and he's like, Sid, he's like, come look at this. And he took out a napkin, out of our little napkin dispenser, and drew up Road to Elite on this napkin. And he's like, do you think we could do something like this? It was so cool. So it's just cool that we've been able to finally roll it out, show you guys all, talk about it. Because it really is 7 months into making of changing this up. But I did just want to come on and give you guys just a couple, quick tips and tricks on how to accomplish this. So Doug just told you how. Doug just told you what you need to do. Now it's like, holy crap, taking a step back and be like, where do I start, right? So I've been with Beachbody for about 3.5 years, and I've been through a lot of elite programs and seen a lot of coaches get excited about elite. But I guess my tips I have, my first tip I have for elite is, yes, everyone does start at ground zero, 0 points, like exactly where they're at come January 1st. But I want to share this little secret with you because I've seen coaches who wait until January 1st to start elite, and they're like, okay, I'm going to take December off. I'm going to relax. Like, Transform 20 will be there on January 1st. Like, I'm going to take this time off. And guys, I'm going to go heavily against that, because really, this is our season. I know some of you guys I spoke to last week, and I shared this analogy I heard from another coach, and they said that, so her husband's a potato farmer, and she says her husband during the summer is head down, blinders on, doing all this crazy stuff because it's the potato farming season. And so she was talking to her husband the other night, and her husband's like, why are you working so much and putting those extra hours in, and what's going on? And she's like, well, babe, this is my season. You had your season with the potato farming. This is my season. And when she told me that, I'm like, holy crap, it is. And our season doesn't just come January 1st. Guys, it starts now. It starts today. Yes, everyone starts with 0 points on January 1st, but you can build up that momentum. So whatever you're doing tonight at midnight, or first thing in the morning, drop it all and get with the program with Transform 20. Make this launch the best launch you've ever had in your business. Invite people, talk to people. I know for me, I would for sure sign up with someone who was doing the not so sexy stuff in December, as eating clean and working out, that's who I would want to sign up with, not the person that's taking the month off and doing gaining 15 pounds or whatever like that. I really want you guys to take, starting tomorrow, if you guys haven't started yet, and really let's just do this, okay? Because what you do today is going to pay off January, February, March. This is a delayed response business, and it starts now. That's my first advice. My second advice is I want to give you guys some numbers to shoot from. So we talked a little bit about team builder, team leader, premier, and elite, right? There's 4. So if you're starting at the very beginning, you're a brand new coach, you're barely hitting Success Club, you're working towards Emerald, maybe working towards Diamond. I want to give you guys some numbers to go off of. Just because I've seen this work. If you start strong in January, it will carry you on throughout the rest of the year with to get these points. So my goals for you, and these are some push goals for probably some of you, but I want you guys to write these down. My number 1 goal for you in January is you have to hit a minimum of Success Club 10. That's your minimum. No, I'm not asking you to hit Success Club 100. I don't think that ever needs to be done. It's really cool that people do it all the time, yes. But I want you guys to get really comfortable with, when January comes, you're hitting a minimum of Success Club 10, okay? Reverse engineer that. How do you do that? You start now on social media. Guys, you really start inviting, you start doing those call to actions, you start showing up, you start talking about New Year's goals and our New Year's resolutions and all that stuff, but it starts today for you to hit Success Club 10 in January. Okay, that's the first one. Number 2 is I want you to recruit 5 coaches. Okay, so if you're recruiting everyone that you just sold a challenge pack to, that's great. If some of those people that you sold a challenge pack to said, hey, I don't want to be a discount coach, or hey, I just want to do my challenge group, guess what? You need to find some other ones, because your minimum coaches, if you have to recruit in January, is Success Club 5. Why? This is just setting you up. This is getting the ball rolling. When Doug was talking about those points, getting your coaches at Success Club, getting your coaches to sell 1 challenge pack the first month, this is kind of where it all starts, and it's something that you can control. Okay, so number 2 goal in January is to recruit 5 coaches. The third one I want you guys to look at is I really want you to start looking at your team a little bit. Who out of your team can you get to start hitting Success Club in January? I always kind of ask for, and this is my big push goal, is I want you to look through your coaches, and I want you guys to find 2 coaches on your team that you can have Hit Success Club in January. And it might just honestly be a conversation that you have with somebody now. Be like, hey, you know, I just got off this amazing call. I know what Elite is or Premier is. You know, I really want that team leader backpack. Like, do you want to do this with me and get a team leader backpack too so we can rock it at Summit together? Yes? Great. Okay, this is what it's going to look like, is we're going to both hit high SC in January, and maybe get a buddy on your team to do it with you, okay? So this will make it a lot easier to find you. There's the 2 PS coaches hitting Success Club. So review again, SC 10 is your minimum, recruit 5, 2 PS coaches hitting Success Club in January. This is really just going to kind of start setting off your year in the right path. Come February, I want you to do it again. Okay, come March, I want you to do it again. This is our season. There is no reason, no excuse in the world that we can't make these happen come January. Right? Kind of a little tough love there, but I definitely think every single one of you guys on this call, no matter how long you've been a Beachbody coach, if you're just starting, like, people are needing our help. I read this statistic the other day, and I think it was like 90% of Americans on their New Year's resolutions has something about losing weight, getting fit, like taking care of themselves again. 90% of people. Okay, and I'll tell you this, they'll either come to you if you're doing your call to actions and you're asking and you're showing, hey, this is what I can do for you, or they're going to go pay 3 times as much money to somebody else down the street, or they're going to join a gym that they go to one time and never go again because life gets busy, right? And they have kids and they're not going to be able to make it to the gym, and all the excuses we hear all the time. So that's why I want you guys to start. That's what I want you guys to do. Also, what I'd love to see done is the first step, that team builder step, right? You have to be a diamond for it and all this stuff. Like, make a date. I think that's my biggest advice when it comes to some goals, is you have to set a date when you want to accomplish these goals by. So if it's team builder, set yourself a date. Maybe it's February 28th. This is when I want to be a team builder. Put your head down, put your blinders on. Doug's throwing me cookies underneath the table right now. Can you believe that? We work for Beachbody, okay? So bad. We have like this cookie obsession, me and Doug. It's awful. Anyways, but set a date and accomplish those by that date. Celebrate it. It's huge. And then move on to the next one. I think the big problem with, maybe not the problem, but yeah, exactly like those cookies, Jamie, they're the worst. But I think the problem is we have like, okay, I want to be elite by the end of the year. And so you sit back and you're like, oh, it's January. I've got time. Oh, it's March. I still have time for elite. Oh, it's this. I have time, right? You keep giving yourself time and I'll start Monday. Who's guilty of that? I freaking start things every Monday. I'm guilty of it. So it's like, give yourself a date. Okay, team builder, February 28th. Team leader by May. I want to be a premier coach at Summit this year. Like, start setting yourself dates. Make sure you celebrate those dates and keep going. Okay, questions? Anything I can help you with? Karli, did that help?
So helpful. Yeah. And then when you're making those own goals, like, talk to your coaches about that. Say, hey guys, like, this is my goal. Like, what is your goal? And now with like that road to elite, there's 4 options, right? Like, it's not like, oh, I just want to hit Success Club. It's like, no, like, where do you want to be on that roadmap to elite? It encompasses the whole thing. Yeah. If anybody has questions, let her know.
Yeah.
In the chat. And I feel like those goals that you just set up, like recruiting Success Club and then getting those own coaches to hit Success Club, those, again, like even Doug was saying, are a direct reflection of what's going to get you to those things on the roadmap to elite. So it's like literally perfect. How can I be as beautiful as you, Amy Rada asks?
You guys are the best.
Anybody have any questions for Sydney? Can you explain more about why we should shoot for elite?
Yeah. So I think a lot of times, like, the perks, we don't talk a lot about the perks. So elite is definitely a recognition piece that we recognize a tons here at Beachbody. If you haven't ever been to Summit, make sure you go and just kind of start recognizing what the elite, like all the recognition pieces you get. Anytime you go to an event, you get a lot of swag. You get an elite jacket or coat as soon as, I think it's mostly elite jackets that you get sent as soon as you hit elite is like your elite gift, and elite flowers. You get really good seating, like the front seating at the tables and stuff like that at Summit. So reserved seating everywhere you go. You get really cool elite gifts every year at Summit presented that get, if you were at Summit last year, there were the racetrack suits, which were really cool. We've had at New Orleans, we had the masks, like every year. And
Maggie, let me help you.
Oh, hi Sam. We can hear you. I'll turn you off. But yeah, so it's just tons of different recognition pieces you get all year long. If you go to the Success Club trip, you get prizes there too, just lots of swag. And then if you're in the Elite Top 200, I was trying to turn off Sam, but I can't find her. If you're in the Elite Top 200, there's an opportunity to earn another $500 a month. So if income is your goal, get to Elite, right? It's an extra $500 a month, which is huge, huge, huge. Yep, floor seating at Summit. You get tons of stuff and tons of recognition. There's an Elite wall here with your picture on it. We definitely try to make you feel super, super, super special all year round. Can you talk more about how you push for SC5 by the 5th? Oh, Karli, what actions do you take? Oh, Karli, I'll let you answer that one.
Another thing for Elite is, yeah, like what Steve and Jamie were saying, like, guys, if you want to be a full-time coach, if you want to make money, like, and like make more money every month, like Elite and those benchmarks that they just explained are the things that will increase your income. And like, I am very income driven. I'm sure like most of people who are hopping on this team call who are interested in like making this either a part-time job or a full-time job, like Elite needs to be your focus unless you want to, again, hit like SC 100 and just work off commissions for the rest of your life. You know, like Elite is a direct reflection of you increasing your earnings and helping your own coaches do that too.
Yes, and early registration to everything.
Oh yeah, that's good. Anybody else have any questions? Stephanie, we're going to keep this Elite focused, not Success Club. Well, it's already been like 45 minutes, so thank you guys so much for sharing with us. I so appreciate it. I know like a week ago when I asked you, it was just going to be like a few of my diamond coaches, and then all of a sudden we were like, you know what, everyone needs to hear this. And guys, I think another thing you have to remember is like, don't be afraid to like talk about Elite with a brand new coach, with an emerald coach, like with a diamond coach, like share it with everyone. Like if I had these goals that were so specific laid out in front of me, like when I first started, like how clear is that path? You know, we like to complicate things as coaches, SC and recruiting and emerald and star diamond. And it's like, if you could just hand them something like this, it's check marks, right? Like you're focusing on the basics. It's giving your new coaches this place to not be overwhelmed. And if you're like, oh my gosh, Kate, I don't want to tell my new coaches about the roadmap to Elite, like the coaches who aren't going to be interested in it, they're not going to be interested in it. And that's okay. But you need to be able to show them this because the ones who are willing to run for it need to know about it. Because you can't decide for them when they're ready to push to Elite. What if there's a brand new coach that you sign up and like 3 weeks later, like they're ready to freaking run? Like if you don't give them this roadmap, they're not going to run. So yeah, don't make that decision for them. It's like so selfish. I'm so glad that Jamie and Steve always talk to us about it. But again, thank you so much, Sydney. I know you said you were going to be recording this so we can share it in the pages later, but we so appreciate your time. And Doug, if you're still throwing cookies at her.
He laughed, but I'll tell him. Thank you guys so much. We appreciate it.
Bye.
Go get it. Make 2019 amazing.
What?
Bye-bye.